Hi everyone, welcome to the 12th day. Well, we have been together now continuously for 11 days. We've learned a lot, and today is the 12th day, and it's going to be a very exciting day. I see a lot of people already online here. Just let me know if you can hear me well, and we will begin with today's session. As you all know, it's about space. Yeah, space on the chessboard. uh, let's just start out with calling out a few names: Yogesh, Meena, Ayan Sabarwal, Bhargav, Mukilan, Bala, Kalidos, Pechi, Ganesh, Bhargav, Prathamesh, Divekar says Karo Khan. Well, just some moves on the board, don't worry, we are not going to study Karo Khan. Dandapani, Kuppuswamy, Dynamic Chess, Tharun, Arun Dikshit, Ishir Narayanan, Sairam Sampath, Chanchal Jha, Pankaj Panchal, Chris Cole. He says, I'm on day 4, I'm behind, I'm watching from the United States. Well, you have to catch up quite a bit. We are on day 12 now. Soumya Mahesh, Sibyl Fernandez, Sridevi Rongali, Varun Jha, Anish Adiga, Neev Patel, Nish and Neil Rock. There are so many people who are there right from day one, and this is amazing. Yeah, you've stuck in there. It means that you enjoy what I'm teaching. It's not too boring. Abdul Kalam, Tanisha Boramanikar. Nice. Tanisha is a strong player from where do you live? In Maharashtra, but which place? And yeah, there are a lot of people. Abhishek says today is my first class. Till now, I was struggling to catch up with the previous classes. Okay, wonderful, Abhishek. And we also have Emmanuel Garisab here who says, won't be watching live, have been up since yesterday. All the best, will catch up. Well, Emmanuel is our good friend. And well, Emmanuel, you can watch it later. Okay, so good morning to everyone. Hi, Aditya, Arka, yeah, Gargi, I got that name right. Yeah, Arka. Um, Okay, so let's start with some positions to solve. I think that's how we begin each day, and that's how you get warmed up. And we've kept that intact. So let's do it today as well. So here's the chessbase account. We go into sack mate, which is the tactics trainer, and let's open up a position. Okay, white to move. Nishchal, welcome. Jaideep Chakravarti, good morning. By the way, I must tell you guys, Jaideep is making a chessboard which is very interesting. It's like a sort of DGT like chessboard, but very affordable. So we'll be hearing more from him in the days to come. Saurav Banerjee, welcome to the show. Pradyun Neil, welcome. Okay, Sumed Ramteke is here. By the way, Sumed is one of those guys who does his homework religiously and regularly. So, all of you here, wake up from your sleep, okay? Because I see that many of you have said bishop into h7, but not given me moves after that. What's your next move if I take it with the king? You know, are you going to just say, I don't know what to do, or you're going to make a move? So, let me see who's the first one. Noob gameplay gave me more than one move, but Noob, what's your mistake there? Find it out. Sumed Ramteke, what's the mistake in your calculation? Can you figure that out? Also, Ishir Narayanan fell for the same trap. Prathamesh Divekar fell for the same. I think all the strong players who used to give the right answer are a little bit sleepy today. Anish Adiga fell for the same trap. Sanchit S, Kimaya Virle, Haidar Yasmin. Guys, come on, wake up. All of you have said bishop into h7, king into h7, and queen into d4. Well, if you take queen into d4, don't you think bishop c5 will just lose you the queen? Yes, Pankaj Panchal has got it right. First take on f7 and then take on d4. Well done, Pankaj. That is the right way to go, but Quest A, welcome. I don't know what you have written, but Shriyana, yes, you are right. Knight F7, and this is the right move. Okay, so many times, we just wake up from our sleep and we are like, yeah, today is Sagar's session. Just woken up. Let me just go. Bishop h7, king h7, queen d4, and then you play bishop c5. You lose the queen, and you wake up. Yeah. So hope that was a good wake up call for everyone. Well, this one is pretty easy. I don't need to ask you, but still, let's see. Black to move. By the way, today do we have Ilam Parthi here? Because we are going to see one of his games. It fits into the theme of space very well. Uh, Sumed Ramteke says, I woke up late. Well, Sumed, that means 1 point you lose during the tournament, yeah? If you make such a blunder. Can't afford it. Reshma, you say queen b4 checkmate means your queen has to go here. There's no checkmate here. So, notations, guys, notation is important. Also, Advait Desai, Sakti Kiran, all those who are writing queen b4, I'm going to make a special request to all of you to Ishir Narayanan as well. Queen g4, not queen g4. Come on, queen g5. Vaibhav Mazumdar, Naveen Chess, Saurav Banerjee, all of you have to work on your uh, notations. It's very important because notations are the key whenever you want to calculate lines. It's important that you say queen g5, not queen b4. I know the board is flipped, but still, when you see the king is here, the pawns are here, black is here on the bottom side, and then this is queen g5. Okay, so it was mate in one. Let's go for another one. This is white to move. Seems like a tricky one. Kavita says, Kavita, his name is Aditya. I have an online tournament going. Would be a pleasure to learn from you. Well, good. I hope that you do well in your online event. Well, yes, in the last position you could also win the queen, but checkmating the king is much better. Chanchal Jha says, I'm Rachit. I'm 13 years old using my mom's account. Well, this actually a good test for my memory because everyone is using their mother's account or father's account. So I must remember which one. What's your name? All those who are giving me one line answers here, one more answers. Please try to calculate more. So we have a few people saying bishop d4, few people saying queen f8, few people saying rook into d6, someone is also saying queen g7. Well, think all those who said queen f8 first, what's the problem? Queen f8, king f8, bishop h6. Yeah, What happens next after bishop h6? You have to go king g8, rook e4, and seems like okay, yeah, this should win the position or not. Queen f8. Why do you have to take rook into d6? Can you not play queen f8, king f8, bishop h6? The point is queen f8 is met with bishop f8. So then if you take on d7, the position is complicated. So therefore, first move, as has been rightly pointed out by many people, Ilam Parthi, Bhargav, Virat Chess, Neve, the right move is not queen f8 but rook into d6, because now take, and now you can take here bishop h6 and win the piece and you win the game. Okay, nice guy, nice job guys. All those who thought first queen f8, well, you missed bishop f8, and after rook d7, this is still a game. I mean, it's not, it should be better for white, but it's not 100% clear. Well, there you are a piece up. Okay, so the last position right now, this is white to move. Seems not so difficult, but go deep, don't stop too soon. Hi Priyan, welcome to the show. Neve says my tactics rating is 2509. Well, Neve, I'm 2441, quite close to you. Jaishri Dangche says my name is Nipun and I'm using my mother's account. My mother is an arbiter. Wow, wonderful, Nipun. Good to know that you come from a chess family. Agastya Day says n d3. Agastya, how can you get knight to d3? This is knight on g5. Amit, well, the right answer is given by Deepak Dhami, Kalidosh, Sairam Pechi, Chess with Jaivir, Vishal Kumar, Reshma Dulgaj, Deepak Dhami. Good job. So the right move also Shanks, Prathamesh Divekar. So I guess everyone got this one, not so tough. Stake, but usually, you shouldn't end by just making a queen. You should also think about a2, and here should you go back here or should you go here, and only then end your calculation, because many times it could so happen that there is a pawn on b6 and he plays knight a5 and you have to resign the game, something on that front, so always be alert. Okay, so guys, shall we move on with today's plan that we have? By the way, I just would like to update all of you with what's going on with our fundraising. We have raised 45,000 rupees, until now 45,008 rupees. As you can see over here on fightcovid19.chessbase.in, you get all the details. This link is in the description of this article, of this video. Yesterday, through YouTube Super Chat, we could raise 3,589 rupees, and through PayUmoney, the link which is given below in the description in the video, we have raised 3,220 rupees over there. A big shout out to all the people who paid through PayUmoney, because I could not tell it in my stream. They are Prakash Raj, Santosh, Nirnay Garg, Anushka Bhatt, Chandan CK, and Ilam Parthi. Thank you all for contributing. We are closing in on a big amount. Hopefully, we'll be able to cross 1 lakh as well. Um, I just want to tell all of you that on 9th of April, which is 3 days away now, 4 days away, we are going to have Let's Fight Corona Together online blitz tournament, where all the top players of India will be playing. We published this article yesterday. We have Vidit Gujarati, who's confirmed he's going to play, not just play but also stream and on Chessbase India, so you can listen to him. But also today morning, Setu Raman has confirmed his entry. Also, Magesh Chandran. I'm expecting a lot of grandmasters of Indian chess coming together, and there is no entry fee, but there is a 100 rupee donation which will go to PM Care Fund, and that is your entry fee. So, if you want to play, just go to chessbase.in website here and just click on the article, go here and click on this pay now button and make the payment of whatever you like. 100 is the minimum, you can even pay more, and we will let you play in the tournament, and all the money goes to charity. So we are doing quite a bit to raise funds and to raise awareness against coronavirus, and I hope that you too are doing a good job at home. If you are young people, make sure that you contribute positively by helping your parents, by washing utensils, cutting vegetables, cleaning the floor. Nothing is a small work. Yeah, this is a good time to learn all of this. And well, if you are not so young, still you must be doing all the work at home. So please continue doing that. Just to show you guys, the money raised, we have 45,000 rupees. Yesterday was 6,809. Before that was 7,500. So this is the day to day sort of log of what amount we are raising. Yes, the tournament will be held, Abhishek, on 9th at 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so let's start here. Oops, imbalances. By the way, very good. I clicked this by mistake, but you must remember all these eight. I hope you have by hearted them by now. And yesterday, I did give you some homework, which was to analyze a game of uh, me versus Amardeep Bartake, and I must say that many of you did the homework. I must say uh, Arka did it, Sumed Ramteke did it. Also, there is one more person who did it. What's his name? Shashank, and he is not a chess player. He doesn't play chess often, but he specially attended the class, enjoyed it, and did his homework. So that was wonderful. Okay, so Aditya says imbalance is spelled wrong. Ah, Aditya, you are very alert. I'm going to change it right now. There's no C. Excellent. Bring it in. Yeah, that's good. So about yesterday's game, I just want to quickly recap it. This was, I think, a very nice game that I played, and it really taught me a lot of things while I was playing and also when I analyzed it later. So I just want to share it with you. I was white, and we saw all of this yesterday. Like, you take on c3 and then you place the pawns, and then you don't play e4 very quickly with white, because then black can close with e5, so you keep it flexible with nd2. And then now I'm threatening to play f4, because now knight g4 is not possible. Rook e8, d5. By the way, the point of playing d5 now after rook e8 is because, let's say I go d5 here instead of h3, then knight e7, and the rook is well placed on the f5. Okay, later on when he goes f5, the rook is well placed. But after rook e8, now d5, now if you go knight e7, I can play e4, and then here, for example, I can go rook e1, knight f1, knight e3, and so on. And this overall is a much better version with the rook on e8, because f5 is much more difficult to execute and the rook is misplaced. So I played d5, he played e4, and he took, and I took here, and I actually we come to this position which I wanted you guys to think about. By the way, I must say Sumit did a very good job of, he has this method which he calls, what is it, let me just show you his homework. He calls it, I think I got it here, yeah, this one. He calls it imbalance checkpoint. And I like this term actually overall. So he goes to a position and he says, okay, imbalance checkpoint, bishop versus knight scenario still exists. Position has opened up a bit. Now d file has opened, which means a new target d6 has been created. D6 is a weak pawn. White has more central space. White has semi-open d file. E5 square is a bit weak. So I like this really creative way in which he is trying to improve. And all of you who are doing your homework, please do it with the same seriousness. I think it will be very helpful to you. Okay, so looking at this position, it may seem like somehow white is slightly worse, because his bishop is pretty poor here. Position looks relatively not very open, but I must tell you that actually this position is clearly better for white. And you will see what plan I did. First of all, I realized this pawn is weak. So I planned bishop f4, rook d1, rook d2, rook d1, put more pressure here. And then later on, I also have the idea of a4, a5. Okay. And there is also one more thing which can be done, is that this bishop, which looks passive right now, can be activated in a very creative way. Can anyone tell me how can white activate this bishop? I would like you to answer in the chat. Okay. Arko Narayan says, can you please start a class in the evening, maybe during these lockdown days, maybe about endgames? Well, Arko, a couple of things. First of all, I face huge internet issues during the evening time because everyone is awake and doing something online. In the morning, uh, there are a lot of people here who are sleeping, so I can at least do it carefully. I mean, carefree. Yeah, this is the right answer. That, well, everyone is saying f3. Think the point which you are trying to say is, okay. I think I just made a mistake. I was showing you something on another board. Yeah, by the way, this is where I wanted to show you guys. And yeah, so the thing is that I went f3, he went back e4, and this might look like a bad position for me, but the plan is to put bishop here, rook here, double the rooks on the d file, then move the queen somewhere, play a4, a5 if possible, and then later on activate this bishop from this diagonal, right? So that's what happened in the game. You will see that I played bishop f4, bishop a6, rook f d1. Then I drop the bishop back. Right now it may be passive on f1, but I double on the d file, and then later on I now prepare this maneuver with my bishop coming to a4. So this is the rule: when you have a bad bishop, you can actually make it good by bringing it outside the pawn chain. He had to play b5, and now you can see if he goes c4 here, I'll just put my bishop back and this pawn is lost. There is attack from here, here and here. So that's the reason why he went rook g6. But now after bishop d5, this bishop became a monster on d5. With this bishop and two rooks, I was completely winning. and the game is incomplete, by the way. I think even in the last position that I played, I was under a lot of time pressure, so I didn't write the moves at that point, and I had the game until here when also I'm clearly winning. But in the end, we agreed to a draw because uh, I didn't play so well. So this game teaches you some important things, that no matter what kind of position you have, you see you have weaknesses here. You have a bad bishop, but yet you can look at the positives in your position, which is you can put your bishop here beautifully on this diagonal. You can double the rooks on your d file and then slowly improve this piece like this, and it worked out brilliantly in the game, and I was able to get a good position. So that was a homework, and I would like to thank everyone who did it at home. Good job, guys. Okay, so let's begin with space. And can anyone tell me anything, any rule related to space which they may have in their mind, which they would know about? So if you can share with me some rule, like for example, when we discussed IQP, isolated queen pawn, we said pieces should not be exchanged for the side with the IQP, or the side which is playing against the IQP must put a pawn, must put a piece in front of the isolated pawn, or the side playing against the isolated pawn must exchange pieces. So can anyone tell me any rule related to space advantage? Okay, Arko Narayan says we need to gain space on both sides. Okay, practical thinking says if we have space we should attack. Sumed Rangteke says if a side has space, he must not exchange. Very good. Chanchal Jha says the more pawns in the center, the more space you have. Okay. Jan Daryl Batula says do not exchange pieces if you have space advantage. Very good. Also, Saurabh Banerjee, Shanks, Hema Logu has said the same thing. There are several more people who have mentioned this. Jaideep Chakravarti asks if space is created by a pawn, means the pawn has gone past fourth rank. Well, usually yes, because let's say if you have all your pieces, if you have all your pawns here, that doesn't mean you would have space. So usually it means that you have more pawns beyond the fourth rank. Okay, good. So you guys know already a lot about space. I think there are not many things to know, but one thing definitely is that if you have more space, try to avoid piece exchanges. If you have less space, try to exchange pieces. Okay, we'll be trying to do that also. Uh, when you have more space, there could be points in your position which are weak. For example, here there could be a weakness, that some pawn which moves forward like this could create a weakness. So every pawn move which goes up creates some weakness. So when you are playing against an opponent who has more space, try to look for weaknesses in his position. That will be very helpful. Okay, so this is a game Capablanca versus Treble, uh, and let's have a look at how Capablanca plays it and gains so much space. Right now, he has more space on the board. He also has a good bishop against a bad bishop, and we'll try to see how he plays. So knight f3, rook d f8, rook f d8, b4, bishop e8, rook f c1, a6, queen f2, knight into e5, knight into e5, knight d7. So now it's white to move. What will you play here? What should be white's move? Advait Desai says kick the crow. Yeah, okay. I will do that. I will make sure there's a lot of sound coming up. Well, we always have this morning battles with the crow. He comes and he starts cawing, and then I wake up and then I ask him to go. Amruta is just too lazy to wake up and make the crow go. So, yeah. Ramya Kesineni says, do we need premium to play in the tournament? No, there's no premium account required. Okay, so Haider Yasmin, Sumed Ramteke, Tiny B Boss, Shanks, very good. You guys have done a good job here. Ilam Parthi, Suryansh Verma, very good. You learned something and you applied it immediately. That is really nice. Knight f3, because you have more space, avoid exchanges. Well done. Excellent. Rook dc8. Now, here white says, I want to take more space. How should white take more space? By the way, if in this position you take here, it's true that you will be left against a good bishop against bad, but somehow keeping the knights on the board means that you have more chances, you have more possibilities later on. Now, white to move. How do you gain more space after this move? Neil, an isolated pawn is basically a pawn which has no pawns on either side of it. So it's isolated, it's alone. Yeah, very good. All of you who said the move c5, excellent, well done. c5 is a powerful move, gaining more space. Now knight f6. How to gain further space in this position? How to gain more space? Well, you gained with c5 and now you have to gain more space in the position. Yeah, very good. Saurav Banerjee, Advait Desai, many of you have given the right move here, which is to play a4. So you see how slowly and steadily white is, it's like the hands of death, moving slowly up the board. Knight g4, queen e1, knight h6, h3, knight f7. Now, how to gain more space in this position? I'm asking you the same question again and again because this is about space. Yeah, white to move. Taking space on the planet is very normal for humans. Yeah, like we started off with some small space, now we've captured almost the entire planet. Now we are looking at space, to colonize Mars perhaps. And so on the chessboard as well, to gain more space is pretty easy for you guys. Once I ask you a question, you are you are just ready with the answers. Everyone says the same thing. And yeah, here I have two types of answers. Some of you are saying g4, some of you are saying a5. Now one move is correct, one move is wrong. Technically one move is not good, technically another move is a good move. Can anyone tell me which is not a good move? Just write down not a good move and you say whether g4 or a5 according to you, which is not a good move. Also, some of you are saying b5. I would say b5 is definitely what I want, but the point is after AB, the rook gets an open file, and after CB, you can exchange your bad bishop, which is, something which we can wait. A5 is a bad move, says Advait. Advait, can you explain why? G4 is not a good move, many say. Why is G4 not a good move? Dynamic says G4 is not a good move because of king safety issues. Okay. Haidar Yasmin says G4 is not a good move. Okay. Interesting. Vishal Kumar also doesn't feel G4 is a good move. So it's very interesting because one side is going to understand something. For example, if I said G4 is a good move, then all those who said that G4 is not a good move will learn something here. And what is it that you learn? Often in a position, your king has pawns in front of it, so you feel secure. But when you start pushing the pawns, you start feeling nervous. But not always, because g4 here gains space, and look at black pieces, all passive. There is no way to take advantage of this move g4. For example, if you take, and you try to attack this pawn, I'll just go queen g3. Then I will go king g2, I will play rook h1 and actually start an attack on your king. So it's natural to feel a little afraid when you push pawns in front of your king. But if your opponent cannot take advantage of the space that is left behind, like these squares here, all this is weaknesses created because of the pawn push. But if the opponent cannot take advantage of it, well, why not make it? Don't be afraid to push the pawns. If the knight was here, if say the bishop was here, something like this active, then yes, be careful. But black pieces are just so passive. One more important thing is a5 is really not a good move. Why? Okay, I will tell you with a good example. Okay, in chess they say threat is stronger than execution. Okay, what does that mean? Actually, it's a very important, and I would say it's also important from not just chess point of view but also in life. So when you have a threat in the position which is b5, okay, this is something you want to execute. If you execute it, then the opponent is like, he's made the move, now I must get ready what to do. But if you don't play it, and let's say you play king h1, then black must think, will he go b5 on the next move? Should I move my rook from the a file? No. So that means that if there is a threat, it is stronger than many times execution. And that's why a move like a5 makes no sense, because you are giving up possibilities. You have a possibility of playing b5, creating a lot of play on the queen side, and when you play a5, you're just giving it up. And so black says, okay, this side is packed. Now quickly, let me just get all my pieces here on this side. Let me start preparing for white's attack on the king side. And you don't need to close this side of the board. This is one of the things when you have space advantage, keep your options open. It's very important. Yes. Okay. Now g4, bishop d7, rook to c2. Now you can see when you have more space, you can move things faster. Okay, it's just like traffic jam. All those who live in Bangalore would know this very well. It's one of the most heavy traffic cities. But right now, when there is a lot of space on the road, there are no cars, you can just move faster. That's what some of my friends who live in Bangalore told me. It's unbelievable, all the roads are empty. Okay, king h8, rook g2, rook g8, g5. Now gaining further space, stopping black from going g5. And now you see h4, king g7. Now you can have a threat of h5 and also b5. So white thought the right moment is to play now, rook h8, and this is the correct strategy, not to push in h6 now. Just wait, keep the pressure going. Here there is a threat, there is a threat. Your opponent should feel a lot of pressure. This is the most important thing. Now doubled, so always have to worry about h6 or h into g6. What will he do? Queen a1. Capablanca is not going to leave his opponent easily. Yeah, so rook g8, and now came b5. Fantastic move. And the point is very simple. If you are going to take cb here, then after h6, king f8, c7, c6, you have a discovered check and you lose the bishop. So a into b5, h6, king f8. Here, if I played a b5, black could take gh and try for rook a8. And this is little things which Capablanca, being the world champion, is very alert. He is taking and playing a b5, and after king e7. Now, how to gain the last bit of space in the position? Can anyone tell me? Tanmay Shinde says, in the opening for the space, when do we have to lock the pawns? Well, sometimes when you gain something really tangible. For example, here, if you take AB5, then after GH5, Rook A8, black is getting the A file. So that's the reason why you are actually first playing H6, blocking him in, and then taking on B5. So it's very concrete. It's not like there's some rule. Yeah, everyone correct. b6, excellent. And this is how white got this beautiful pawn chain and so much space. Now you have to create a plan in this position. This is the tough part, because once you have space and now black can't do anything, he wants to move the knight, he can keep moving inside. If he wants to move the rook, he can do that. Bishop can move, but he can't do anything active. So when you have such a position, white has to do schematic thinking. What is schematic thinking? Is to think a few moves ahead without actual moves. So you can just say, okay, I want my knight e5, maybe if possible I will put my queen here, I will put my rook there, and so on. You are like trying to find the best setup. So if I have to ask you, where should white put all his pieces, where would you say they should be? Okay. Suraj Rawat says V for victory. Yeah, this is a V kind of formation for victory. Practical thinking says Rook A1 followed by King G3, Rook A2. Okay, go deeper. How do you break through? Yes, you take the A file. That's the first step. Jan Daryl Batula says transfer a rook to A7. Very good, Jan. That's a good thought you have. See, you all are very good at thinking moves. So king g3 is, of course, many people are suggesting, but I want you to think a little bit more schematically. Schemes. Where should the rook go? Where should the knight go? Everything. Sumedh, why are you so upset? Bring rooks to the A file to pressurize B7 pawn, maybe some piece sacrifice, and then he says, can I play the tournament on mobile? I have one PC and two players, me and my brother. Well, unfortunately, you have to play it from your computer. You cannot play it from mobile phone. Ramya Kesineni says, no contribution today. Yeah, Ramya, I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, everyone, today's Sunday, no one's contributing. Okay, so anyone who can come up with a good plan. Ahmed Justin says attack the weakness on b7. This is true, but how? There's one thing that you say what, then you say how. Yeah, how do you do it? So what is b7 is the weakness you want to attack, but Shank says exchange the queens, play rook a7, rook b1 and bishop a6. Well, possible. I would say that if I got a position, then I would play my rook to a7, then my other rook to a1, and then this knight actually I want to place it somewhere. Where can I place this knight? Yeah, very good, Jan Daryl. He says knight can go to a5. Very good. The knight, also Honi Aurora has been right in this. The knight will stand really well on a5, attacking this pawn. So let's see how Capablanca did it. He first took control of a7 as you rightly pointed out. Then he brought the rook in. Then he tripled. This is also known as Alekhine's gun, where you put two rooks and the queen behind it. And now first king g3. You know Capablanca knows how to tire his opponent out. By the way, we have the first contribution today by Jaideep Chakrabarti. Jaideep, thank you so much for contributing 800 rupees. I would say Jaideep is one of the highest contributors in the stream. He has been contributing right from day number 2 every day. So thanks a lot, Jaideep. Very grateful to you. Well, we also have Alan Jones who's contributed 400 rupees. Alan, thank you so much for your contribution. Very kind of you. Also, Shashank has contributed $5. So you see, back-to-back contributions. Thanks a lot, Shashank, for your kind gesture, and yeah, for your homework yesterday as well. Okay, so king g8, king g3, and this is what Capablanca is good at. Thanks a lot, Funny Verma. You've contributed 200 rupees. So we have four contributions in a row. Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks a lot. Knight d2, and now you see how the knight joins in. Black somehow is still holding on. We have the fifth contributor today, Angel Manyar. You know, somehow it reminds me of chess. Often we are like, my rating is not growing, my rating is not growing. What should I do? I'm not able to improve as a player. And then you go to some event and you gain straight away 5 wins, like 5 contributions. You gain a lot of rating points. Well, for me personally, it's like, when you are doing something you like, you don't really care about the results so much. Like for example, in this case, I enjoy working with you guys, teaching you, showing some of the things I know. I would really love if you contribute, but if you don't contribute, it's not like I'll feel depressed. So at the end, when you contribute, I feel very happy, but the joy is in working with you guys together. So this is how your attitude should be when you play chess as well. Rating is important, winning tournaments is important, but the most important thing is to enjoy chess. And if you don't enjoy chess, you shouldn't play it. Okay. Now here in this position, very good. I didn't even ask a question, but Avyaya Bhatt, Shriyana Malya, everyone said you're talking too much. I must I must tell the move. By the way, Angel Manyar says my son Hriday Manyar has contributed. Thank you so much, Hriday, for your contribution. Very nice. I really like when youngsters contribute. It's like they know their social duties that they must support when there's a social cause. Kunal Singh, thanks a lot for contributing to the stream. You contributed 20 rupees. Thanks a lot. And also, Kunal does all the homework. I think you are the one who played one g4 yesterday, yes? Okay, so bishop a6, well done, and you will see that space will lead to breakthrough, and perfect move. b7 is no longer easy to hold. He took rook takes d7. rook e7, rook into d8, rook into d8, and knight c6. This is called as a family fork. Amazing. So Jaideep says the session is so engaging that completely forgot that it's actually happening in the laptop. Feels like Sagar, you are just in front of me. Thanks for reminding. Wonderful. I'm happy that it's like a live session. Well, we should thank YouTube for that. Shashank says I was saving up to make a bigger contribution once later, but contributed today since no one had contributed. Now you have got a flurry of contributions. Yes, you guys started it, and everyone has followed. So thank you so much. Aditya says, why not NB7, NB7 and Bishop A6? I think Aditya, that could also be possible. Take Bishop A6. The only thing which I can think of here is, does this work? I don't know. I mean, it looks very, very suspect, but perhaps it does. Because if you take here, I take here, uh, should be bad actually, but well, I don't see a clear refutation. Do you see it? After rook c7, does anyone see a clear cut refutation here? Ah, okay. The queen is trapped, huh? Yeah, no, there is this. By the way, a big thanks to Bhargav, who's contributed 100 rupees, and he says if black takes advantage of weak pawns, black win? Yes, but it's very difficult to take advantage. I'm going to show you games where a side with less space has taken advantage of uh, having less space, opponent having more space, but not here. Here it's very difficult. Yeah, exactly. Here I was thinking bishop b7, rook b7, and rook a8, and the queen is trapped. So doesn't work. Yeah, it's not working out. So maybe Aditya, you are right. It seems like this is also winning completely. Okay, now so that was about space. I hope you understood a few things that we learned today. Is when you have more space, like here in this position, avoid exchanges. One. Second, if your king, you push your pawns in front of your king, it's not always that your king is weak. So remove this thought from your mind. Then you will become much stronger. Here it's very difficult for black to take advantage of all these weaknesses, and so g4 is a good move. Another thing we learned is don't make such committal moves too soon. Threat is often stronger than execution. Okay, remember this. Threat is often stronger than execution. There's a nice story here, which I think Nimzowitsch said, and he's the one who sort of brought this concept into the limelight. Threat is stronger than execution. And he was playing in a tournament, and his opponent, someone, brought a pair, like a pack of cigarettes with him, and he removes one cigarette from the pack, and Nimzowitsch goes to the arbiter and says, hey, look my opponent, what he's doing. And the opponent had actually not lit up the cigarette, he'd just taken it. And the arbiter comes and sees, and he says, what's wrong, what happened? He said, don't you see my opponent is taking off the cigarette? And the arbiter said, but he's not lit it up, so how can I do anything? So Nimzowitsch says, but don't you know that threat is stronger than execution? And that's when this story sort of brings it all in the head, because when the opponent has the cigarette in his hand, Nimzowitsch is constantly worried whether he will light it up now, whether he will light it up later. And so this constant threat of whether the opponent will light the cigarette or not is stronger than actually once for all lighting the cigarette and smoking it. It means it's done. But so here, whether he will go b5 now, whether he'll go later, can he play a5, will he go g4, all these things always play it carefully. Okay, great. K Dexter has contributed 50 rupees. Thank you so much, Karan Daryani. I would like to say Karan is an ethical hacker, and he is a very, very intelligent person. Has worked with the Mumbai police in the past and very, very talented guy. Thank you so much, Karan. Okay, so I hope you learned quite a bit. And one last thing which I want to say is, once you have an advantage in a position, try to limit your opponent's possibilities to the maximum. Here you limit them, and then once you have the grip on the position, go for schematic thinking. Think of different possibilities and try to execute them well. Okay, don't be afraid, be creative. See here how Capablanca took his king back, king brought, he's tiring out his opponent and then bringing his knight in, and the final blow bishop a6, and he finished off the game. So I hope you learned a lot. Now let's go to the next game. This one is an opposite case. When the opponent has more space, sometimes it's not good. Yeah, like you can take advantage of it. So let's see how to do that. Here's the game Chom, CSOM, Chom versus Korchnoi, and it begins with the very famous. Oh, he played g6, and here white went d5, saying, I want more space. Well, the downside is you're wasting time, you're just pushing your pawns all the time. Okay, I hope I'm not missing many messages here, and I hope you are learning. I'm sorry if I cannot answer many questions. I'll try to have a look at it in a bit. Now, bg7, knight c3, castles e4, d6, bishop e2, c6, bishop e3, a6, a4, and a5. Well, basically a4 weakened this square, so the knight can now jump in here. So you can see how white is trying to take more space. Like for example, he went a4 and black said, hey, you weakened your b4 square, I'm going to latch on to it. Now white says, I'm going to take more space this side, I'm going to push my pawns here. So you will see how black plays calmly. Knight f d7, h4. So now my question to you is, although white has lot of space in the position, why isn't black feeling cramped like in the last game? Can anyone tell me? This is a quite a tough question. Why isn't black feeling cramped? Advait, the way to send me game is by sending it to chessbaseindia@gmail.com. Okay, so the question is, why isn't black feeling cramped in such a position? King is weak, says Quest. Possible here, it's in the center, it could become a weakness. Right now, not so much, but it could become very soon. Mayur Gondalekar says, wow, this is an awesome looking position, rare. Okay. Vaibhav Majumdar says, because white pawn is overextended. Mm, possible. Kimaya Virle says, development, no major pieces to attack. I'm looking for something very specific. Hema Logu is very close. Arjun PR, yes, slightly close. I'm looking for one specific word. Black manages to grab weaknesses, says Ahmad Justin. Yes, you are nearly right. Yeah, I am looking for this one word, which is outposts. This is known as an outpost for a knight. Why? Because no pawn can disturb it. This square is controlled. Even b4 is an outpost for the knight. So when your pieces have outposts, space becomes less important. My knights have beautiful space. Bishop has an open diagonal. This bishop has an open diagonal, and that's why space is not as critical as in the last game. By the way, a huge thanks to Jimmy Cecil for contributing $5. Thanks a lot, Jimmy, for your benevolence and contribution. Okay, yes, Sarvanan is here. As always, his son Nandan is here. He says black has active knights. Yes, you are right. Black has active knights and black has outposts to put his knight. Imagine this pawn was on a7 and I could kick the knight away with b4 at some point. Then space would have mattered. But because I have outposts for my knights, the space advantage is not as critical. Okay, so bishop f3 was played and now queen b6. Attacking b2, and after queen e2, it's white to move. Oh, sorry, black to move. What will you play? Reshma says, when is Chess Base India tournament? Well, we have a tournament every Saturday, but we have one on 9th of April. We are raising funds for against Corona, and I think all of you should play it. I will be talking more about it at the end. Aditya says because white hasn't developed his pieces and that's why he cannot suppress black pieces. White's pawns are overextended for now. Outposts have been created as safe havens for the black knights. Very good. Good answer. Yeah, Ilam Parthi is very quick here with the tactical refutation. Well done. That's the right move. Also, Chanchal Jha got it right. Kaushik Chail, welcome to the show. Chanchal Jha and Ilam Parthi are the two people who got the right move. Also, Ahmad Justin has got it right. Nishchay has got it right. Mayur Hegde has got it right. Well done. Good. Who else? Haidar Yasmin, Neev Patel. Come on, be tactically alert here. There is Tinku Saha has got it right. Shuryan Shwarma, yes. Rahul Gupta, just by making some exclamation marks, it doesn't make it a good move. Yeah, the move should be good. Okay, good. So the right move is queen into b2 as pointed out, and after queen into b2, you have knight d3 check, king d2, knight b2, and you see everything is falling apart. This is hanging, this bishop is spitting fire. After bishop e2, this pawn fell. Well, he just resigned. I think you understand that space is a double-edged sword. I mean, I would say in chess, almost everything is a double-edged sword. If you have an IQP, isolated queen pawn, it's also a double-edged sword because it could become a weakness or it could give you a lot of space. So in that way, but be careful when you are grabbing space because every pawn push, as you see here, every pawn push comes with the drawback of creating weaknesses in the position, and all of this will be taken advantage. As you can see in this game, b2 was a weakness, d3 was a weakness, g4 was a weakness, c4 was a, and black hit on every point on those positions. Okay, so I'm going to give you one position now. This one, I am very proud of this position. So let me see who can get it right. It's not an easy one. But maybe because you all are so good now with imbalances since so many days, I think you're going to get it. You're going to get this right, but I'm going to go straight to the position, not through the moves. And this game, I'm white. My opponent is Jalpan Bhatt, who is a good player from Gujarat. And here it's white to move. What should I play? What should I play? Reshma asks, what is the time control of the tournament? It is 3 plus 0. Yeah, Pradeep Das rightly pointed out pawns never come back. You're right. Tharun M has got it right. Very good. Tharun M. Who else? Everyone. Also, Tim Priest has got it right. Well done, Tim Priest. Not an easy position. I've got only two people. Illam Parthi has got it right. Well, I'm going to show his game today. So guys, stick here because you're going to see a game by a genius after some time. Yeah, very nice game. Who else? Tim Priest, you are right. Absolutely. Gargi, Arka has got it right. Well done, Arka. Pankaj Panchal has got it right. Pradyumna Kanukolu has got it right. Well done. So that means this was a tough one. By the way, everyone here was like, you are teaching us about space. It means we have to grab space. How can we grab more space? Let me play e4. But that's not true, yeah, because after e4, d into e4 is possible. By the way, this is what I wanted to play in the game. And now, if knight g3, queen g3, cd, rook f6, this is just piece up for white. But I was afraid of knight g4 here, which is a good move. And actually, I had calculated a lot of things here. Queen f4, knight g3, queen g3, cd4, h3. And I felt like, okay, this looks good. But suddenly the knight jumps to e3 and black is doing well. So I calculated this line after e4, which was quite complicated, uh, and felt like no, this is not working. And I must, if I take here, bishop takes, queen takes. Somehow my structure, although it's decent, my bishop is bad. He has a good knight. I should be slightly worse here. So what I did here was I maintained pieces. Sometimes you have space, you maintain pieces, but sometimes when you are about to gain space, you maintain pieces. Now I want to go g4 and start gaining space, and you will see that it worked out very well. I went g4, stopping all the black pieces from controlling any of these squares. He had to play queen e7 here. Now my knight jumped back, g6, h3, and at the right moment I could play e4. This was a powerful move, and after this, my bishop came here with the pin. He played h6, and now it's time to finish off your opponent. You know, I don't really play aggressive chess often, but well, here it was quite natural. Uh, Hima Padala, I will try to make a video on the Fritz features. And by the way, how to analyze our games on ChessBase, I have a video already. So just type how to analyze games with ChessBase on YouTube and you will find them. Well, now it's time to finish off your opponent. Aditya Ramanathan, well done. Excellent, excellent move. You're very quick, very alert today. Also, Manthan Kale got it right. Haidar Yasmin, Nishchay, Rishila Banerjee. Well done. The right move. Well, the problem with e5 is that he will just take. So that doesn't work. The right move is knight f5, bishop f5, and now queen h4. Good. And I really like how some of you give the moves always. Like you, some say knight f5, finish. Some say knight f5, bishop f5, queen h4, king g7. What's happening here? You know, you kind of try to analyze further, like queen h6, king moves back, e5, and all of this is actually very, very important if you want to become a good player. Don't just look at one move. One move you can just say, but in the game you are never looking like this. You are always like, oh, if I give my knight, if he takes, what will happen? You're always worried. But in practice, you're like, what's the big deal? Let me give a piece. And this difference actually stops you from becoming a good player. So when you are training, try to train as seriously as you are playing a game. Okay. So in the game, he played king g8. I took on f6 and I took on f5. I was a piece up and I went on to win. Okay. Good. So, shall we look at one more game before we go to Ilam Parthi's game? This game, or maybe we can go straight to Ilam Parthi's game first, and then maybe if we get time, I'll look at my game. Um, where is it? Yep. So, this is the game played just 2 months ago. This was in January. Um, and by the way, I must tell you guys that Ilam Parthi's rating, although right now is 1900 something, I think within a few years, maybe a year or so, he'll be around 2300 for sure. He is just very strong. I want to show you a bit about him so that you can read about him. It's just like, um, well, I'll tell you more about him. Yeah, this here. By the way, I must thank Harshini Anand, who says, hello sir, I am Vajashri A, Harshini's sister. We met at the Akshay Kalpa tournament and you give me an opportunity to interview. These classes are beautiful initiative and we are very grateful. Thank you. Yes, I remember Vajashri very much. In fact, I even remember, uh, actually, if you go here, where is it? It was, I think, at Akshay Kalpa. And if you go to our YouTube channel, yes, this is the one. This is an interview with Amruta that was conducted by Vajashri, who's here right now. So great job, Vajashri, and I hope that you are doing well in your journalistic career which you wanted to pursue. By the way, talking about Ilam Parthi, here's the boy. If you type Ilam Parthi chess India, you will find a lot of videos of him. First of all, he's the boy on the left here. He has won several important tournaments, maybe many times. He's won national title. This is also him giving an interview here to Chess India. So I kind of can make a forecast that he will be like as strong, very close to guys like Pragnananda, Nihal, and all these kids. And it's really nice that we have him with us here right now, and we are going to see his games. So let's have a look. And he was white in this game, and he played knight f3, d5, G3. His opponent is Ziaur Rahman, who is a GM from Bangladesh. Sorry, I need to get it to the other screen. Good that I noticed. Okay, knight f3, d5, g3, bishop g4, bishop g2, and it fits into our theme of space. Knight d7, d4, e6, castles, bishop d6, c4, c6, knight c3, and here Ziaur Rahman played 97. Well, I think he thought like, okay, my opponent is a young kid, let me play a little bit differently. Of course, the knight had to be played on f6, this is the natural square. But he played 97 and now came queen b3 with the idea of e4, and black played queen b6. And now what will you play here with white? White is Ilam Parthi, black is Ziaur Rahman, GM. A big thanks to Vinayak Shivratri, who has contributed 1000 rupees. Vinayak, thank you so much for your generous contribution. How old is Ilam Parthi? I think he is born in 2007 or 2008. I'm not. I think Ilam Parthi, you can tell us. Are you born in 2008 or 2007? And he's 12 years old around. Okay, Atharva Polekar, I am not going to make a dragon video on dragon. Okay, please don't keep posting that every day. Very good, everyone. So strong, yeah. Everyone is giving the perfect answer here, uh, which is I have not received even one wrong answer until now. Like c5, 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 c5. Neil says bishop g5. No, not bishop g5. Shriyana Malya corrects us that he's not 2008 born, 2009 born. Okay, so he's much younger than what I thought. 10 years old. Okay, so the right move is c5 and takes bishop c7. And what do you do now? White to play. This is a typical idea now in such a pawn structure. What should white do? Shrutartha Maiti says, right? Haidar Yasmin, Shanks, Om Gada, everyone has here. Yes, there are two moves actually here which come to mind. One is e4 and the other one is b4. E4 is possible. You know what happens is many times you take and you see that okay, d5 square is weak, so he will put his knight. But also having a knight on e4 means that there could be ideas of knight d6. Okay, it opens up the position, but right now it would not be the best idea to play e4, and Ilampati rightly plays the move b4. I think this is correct, and also it's very important to do it now. Just for example, you play a move like bishop d2, and if black can play a6, b4 and say rook b8, then suddenly b5 is not coming up. But if you play b4 now and he plays a6, still you can play b5 because of this pin here. Yeah, this is very important theme that you should always keep in mind, that black cannot stop b4 b5 in any way. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Virendra, who says thanks a lot Sagar for this chalk down sessions, which is chess plus lockdown sessions. Virendra contributes every day. Thanks a lot Virendra for your generosity. Okay, so in the game, Ziaur Rahman said he's a very strong GM. He said, I'm going to fight back for the space with e5. And now Ilam Parthi played the move e3, but I think he had a better move here. Can anyone tell me what white should do here? Can Yes, Aditya rightly pointed out that instead of rook b8, he can even castle. That's true. But sometimes, even if you can't castle, rook b8 is a move which can stop b5 from coming in the position. Here, b Shri Devi says, "Did you see my game? It is related to space." I think I've got your game, but I have not checked it yet. Maybe in one of the classes, we will be looking at it. Uh, well, we have another contribution today by Amok Best, who's contributed 400. Amok, thank you so much for your contribution. These young talents here in this class is wonderful to see. As I've previously mentioned, Amok is a former national under 8 champion, under 7, yeah, under 7 champion. Okay, yes, the right move. Anish Adiga, Yash Todkar, Mayur Hegde, Shuyansh Verma. Well done, guys. The right move in this position. Shrutarth Maiti, Telugu chess is e4, and I think somehow this move is very consistent to our imbalances, which is, the black king is still in the center. Somehow you can take advantage of the center opening up. For example, it right now looks in one move he can castle, but things when they open up can move really fast. For example, de, knight e4, and now if you play ed, suddenly comes a check, and you must take. I take, attack your knight. Your knight moves, I give a check. Suddenly this guy is to move now, can't castle, king here, and then I can take. Knight g5 is possible, even knight d4 is possible, and suddenly you will see that everything is bad about black's position. So in a way I would say e4, although black can castle here, but still e4 would have been much better than what happened in the game. He played e3, and Ziaur Rahman said, "I'll take more space with this." Okay, nd2, f5, and now Ilampati said, "Okay, you're playing on the king side, you gained space in the center, I will play on the queen side." b5, castles, b4. So it's like a opposite side kind of an attack he's playing here. White is playing on this wing. Now white is quick, takes, and b5. So you can see there's no time for a move like f4, because b into c6 and knight into d5 is hanging. So let's say f4, b into c6, knight into c6, knight into d5, and black is in trouble. So therefore, black played knight f6, take, and now white to play. What will you play here? It's an important position. What should white do here? Yeah, Shank says, "Doesn't bishop f3, ed4 drop a pawn?" Yeah, so for example here, takes, bishop f3, ed4 this way, or you want to play bishop f3 here, bishop f3, and here. Uh, this is definitely a pawn, but I can imagine that knight into d5 is something which is possible. Takes, ed, and you have this nice pawns threatening here. It's good compensation for white. Okay, so coming back to where we were here, white to move, what will you play? And I have some answers already, a lot of answers. Yeah, Itohan says it's the King's Indian defense, something like that. Yeah. Aditya says it's a war. Reshma says h3. Well, Reshma, a little bit more strong. Yeah, little bit more combative in the position. Tiny B boss, yes, your idea is interesting, but you can play it better. Rook a6 is not a bad move, but there is something better here. The right move has been suggested by Nish and Neil Rock, also by who else? Yeah, no one else. Yeah, has found it yet, or it's kind of an ugly move, I'll tell you for sure why, and I'll also explain to you why this move has not been suggested by many people. Everyone is saying either f4 here or knight b5 or rook a6, but Ilam Parthi made a good move here, which is f3, and he's fighting for space on this side, but also mentally you just don't like to kind of weaken your pawn here. You feel like, no, I don't want to do that, but there are more important things. Your bishop becomes active on this diagonal. This square can be accessed by the knight. So actually speaking, this is a very good position for white. It's an excellent position. And after h6, rook went to a6. Ilam Parthi has put in some nice variations here where he says, I was trying to calculate knight into d5, knight into d5, knight into g5 in this position because then I can pick this up. But after knight c7, I couldn't make it work. Well, maybe he also looked at knight g5, hg5, knight d5, but after bd8, again he couldn't make this work. But h3 was a very powerful move here, and then take on f5 when he's winning. So these were the lines he calculated. I'm going to give you his analysis. Maybe you can have a look at it. He played rook a6, knight b4, and now white to move. What will you play here? Prathamesh Divekar says result. Well, we are coming to it. The result will come soon. White to move. What will you play? Quest A says I also said f3. Okay, well done, Quest. This move, next move is a very nice, classy move. I'm not going to give you more hints. Pradnuma, if you sorry, Swanand, if you play knight e5, then a6 is hanging. Your rook is hanging. Rook e6 is what everyone wants to play. Advait Vibhute, yes, you are right. Uday Paideti has got the right move. Shreyana Malya says Rook a4, well, possible, but be a little bit more active here. You need to be quick. Less time should be spent on. See, if you make a move like Rook e6, it is not in the spirit. We need to make use of the imbalance here, which is number 7, initiative. When your opponent creates a threat on you, if you can create a threat back, nothing like it. So the right move here is rook into f6. To all the people who said this, Tanuja Sahasra Buddhe has at least 10 exclamation marks to it. Yeah, it's a good move, but not worth 10 exclamation marks. Rook into f6. And now, what next? How do you follow it up? How do you follow it up in this position? White to move. Bishop a3 says Setu Minocha. Yes, Setu, bishop a3 is okay, but something stronger. The problem with bishop a3 is that knight c2 attacks the bishop and also the e3 pawn. So that's why. Something better. Yes, Noob Gameplay has got it right. Yeah, practical thinking, you are right. Very good. The right move. Mayur Gondalekar said Rook f6 came to mind first but haven't calculated the rest of it. Yes, you should be calculating fast. that's one of the important traits of a good player. He can calculate it fast. Knight e5 is a powerful move by Ilam Parthi, and look at the number of arrows he's made in the position. Everything is hanging, yeah, according to him. Bishop e5, de, and here he played rook f8. Maybe better move was rook f7, but I will let you go through his notes because he's analyzed rook g6, he's analyzed rook e6, he's analyzed rook a6, he's analyzed rook f7, and also rook f8. So that's the meticulousness of his analysis. h3, bishop h5, now knight into d5, knight into d5, bishop d5. As it turns out that white has an extra pawn, but also his two pawns are very powerful. Black played bishop e8, you win another pawn, and now before he could, look at his finishing is very nice. I mean, e4, I don't know if a3, what did you have in mind? Are you going to play bishop back? Yeah, maybe just put the bishop on a1 and play. Or sorry, bishop into a3 is hanging. Yeah, that's the point. So he first played king g6, king f2, h4, takes, king e3, a3, and he didn't take. He played bishop a1, a2, king f4, and c6. And as you can see, rook into c6 loses the bishop, bishop into c6 loses the rook, and here white will just bring his king in, play e5, and black will lose the game. So I hope you enjoyed this game by Ilam Parthi. Thanks for sharing this game. It was really nice, and as we have mentioned, he is a talent to look forward to. I think he was present here every day, and I am looking forward to him, becoming a GM, and then I can say, okay, he attended these sessions. Okay, I'm just joking. Guys, I hope you like this. We have plenty of games that we are going to see of all of you. So I'm sorry that we haven't been looking at too many games from what you have sent me, but believe me, I'm adding them to the database and will be looking at it. There are Okay, Ayan Sabharwal says today is my birthday but can't go out because of COVID-19. Well, Ayan, at least you are here and you have 289 other people who will wish you a happy birthday. So, wish you a very happy birthday today. Quest says he's strong. Yes, definitely, he's strong. And we will look at his games in the future as well. Few things that I must mention before we take leave is, first of all, you can contribute through the description. I mean, in below the video there is a description. If you would like to contribute to this show through pay you money, you can do so. The other thing is, on 9th of April, which is 4 days away from now, we have a fundraiser online tournament. Go to chessbase.in. That's the website. That's Chessbase India website. First article, click on it, and there you will find the details of the event. And there is a pay button. There is no entry fee, but you have to donate at least 100 rupees. If you donate 100 rupees, you click here, make the payment, put your details in, and you will get to play in the tournament where a lot of top players are going to play. Vidit is going to play there. There'll be other GMs. The first prize is Magnus Carlsen's signed DVD. I must tell you the story how I got this sign from him. I was at the World Cup 2017, and Amruta and I were having dinner, and Magnus, Henrik, and Peter Heine Nilsson were also there. And I had just done Magnus's interview, I think that day or a day before, and we had these DVDs with us which we wanted to take the sign. So I told Amruta, look, Magnus is there by the elevator. I'll go and get his sign on these DVDs because we will use it for some good cause like we are doing right now. Amruta said, but why do it now? We can do it later as well. Uh, it's just the second round, and World Cup has 7 rounds, so it's like the tournament still has another 20 days to go. I said no, let's do it now, and I went there. He signed 5 DVDs. He was very happy doing it, very kind of him. And then next day he loses his game to Bu Jiangzi. I think he drew first, and then he was knocked out from the event. And you see, well, we got it uh, on the day that was before he left. And well, if you make the highest contribution, you get 2 DVDs signed by Vishy Anand, which is on his career. Well, that goes to the person who makes the biggest contribution. The tournament will be at 8 o'clock on 9th of April in Play Chess. All the details related to the event are given here. You can see Chessbase India has always been doing some work together. For example, when there were floods, um, in Kerala, we raised 1,74,000. When there was Pulwama tragedy, we raised 1,01,973. When there was Odisha floods, Odisha cyclone, we raised 33,000. And for Rafiq Khan, who's one of India's legends, the first player in India to win an individual Olympic medal, he passed away, and his wife, we contributed 1,27,000. And all of this money is all because we come together and we work together on this. All the chess community contributes to it, and so I hope we'll do it this time as well. And I will see you tomorrow. Today we looked at space. I think a few things about space here. When you have more space, avoid exchange of pieces. Very important. Remember this rule. When you have less space, you must try and exchange more pieces. More space on the board would often mean more holes in the position. So if you're playing against a lot of space, then try to find where are the weaknesses in the position. Okay. By the way, there's no chess-based account necessary for the tournament, as Alpesh Jadhav has asked. Uh, Yes, I must share with you Ilam Parthi's game. So I'm going to show you how to do it for all of the people. You right click on the game, output, and you say publish to web, and one click publication. I get a link and I copy it and I can paste it here, and all of you can enjoy Ilam Parthi's annotations. Regarding homework, well, I have a couple of things that I wanted to share with you, but here is one of my games that I I'll remove all the annotations so that, and then I will share it with you. This is my game with Vikramaditya Kulkarni. Earlier his surname was Vikramaditya Kamble, and I want you to analyze this game carefully. It is a game which I played against him and was a quite an interesting one related to space. So these are two homeworks. I know there are a lot of messages coming in, so maybe you may not be able to find it very easily, but just scroll up and you will do it. Okay. Okay, so two homework. One is look at Ilam Parthi's annotations. The second one, I just shared a game, analyze it, try to annotate it, and remember what Sumed Ramteke does. He puts in what is known as, what is it, critical, how do we call it, checkpoint. Yeah, checkpoint, imbalance checkpoint. He puts it at various places, this checkpoint, and does an imbalance check, and that's really very interesting, Sumit. Well done. Okay, so guys, Thank you very much. Abhishek Chavan says, when I analyzed my game by my own, and after that, when I checked with the engine, it gives me some inaccuracies which I don't understand. Why that are inaccuracies? Please tell me what to do. Very good, Abhishek. The first step towards doing something is you will feel uncomfortable, you will not understand. But I would recommend you, even if you are not able to find out why these are inaccuracies, continue doing it. Don't give up. If you continue doing it again and again, try to think why a certain move is suggested by an engine, try to understand it, and you will get better. So don't give up. That's very important. Uh, yeah, imbalance checkpoint, as you all pointed out. Okay, so guys, thanks a lot for all the contribution today and all those who have contributed. Also, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and do subscribe to Chess Base India channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. See you.